Imagine a world where every action, every word, was thoughtfully guided by one transformative principle. A whisper from millennia past, from one of history's greatest sages, offers the key to peace, not through force, but pure, undiluted empathy. What if conflict's root simply vanished? What if the solution to our deepest pains resided in a rule so accessible yet so challenging few master it? Prepare to unravel the profound wisdom of non-aversion from Confucius. It's a compass for true harmony. What would you do if peace began with what you don't do? Hey there, wisdom seekers. In a world often propelled by rivalry, knee-jerk reactions, and unfortunately sheer aversion, how many times have we felt utterly lost, trapped in relentless cycles of discord and profound misunderstandings? It's far too easy to tumble into the familiar trap of repaying bad with bad, or treating others exactly the way we feel they've treated us. But hold on a second, what if there was an entirely different, perhaps even better way? More than 2 millennia ago, an extraordinary Chinese thinker named Confucius bestowed upon humanity a philosophical jewel of immeasurable value. He wasn't talking about armies or vast riches. His focus was squarely on the intricate architecture of the human soul and the blueprint for an ideal society. And right at the core of his teachings lay a universal truth, which today we're adapting and beautifully calling non-aversion. It's a concept that really resonates. Confucius famously taught us the golden rule, a simple yet powerful directive. Do not do to others what you yourself would not wish to suffer. Sounds incredibly straightforward, doesn't it? But its sheer depth is genuinely capable of redefining our daily interactions and brilliantly paving a smoother path toward authentic harmony and enduring peace among all people. This isn't just theory, it's a practical blueprint for living better. Today we're going to dive headfirst into a truly captivating story that isn't just some ancient fable, but rather a profound mirror for our very own lives. Through its intricate twists and turns, we'll vividly see precisely how the diligent practice of this transformative non-aversion can fundamentally reshape individuals, beautifully unite communities, and, who knows, perhaps even profoundly alter our own internal world, giving us a fresh perspective. This isn't about being a doormat or ignoring injustice. It's about a proactive, powerful choice. It's about choosing to break cycles of negativity, to respond with wisdom rather than pure instinct, and to build genuine connections where division once stood. The story you're about to hear exemplifies this perfectly, showing the ripple effect of such a profound and conscious decision. Before we jump right into Li Wei's remarkable story, please do us a huge favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to Echoes of Asian Wisdom for more illuminating insights, and tell us in the comments below, where are you tuning in from? What city and country are you watching this video from right now? Your engagement helps us share more ancient wisdom with the world. Let's build this community together. In the bustling, vibrant city of Linan, a promising young calligrapher named Li Wei was making a real name for himself, his future seemingly as bright as the morning sun. Yet his promising journey was frequently clouded, often darkened by the unwelcome presence of Chen, a neighboring silk merchant. Chen was notoriously known throughout the market for his incredibly sharp tongue and, frankly, his rather questionable business practices, which irked many. Chen, unfortunately driven by an ugly envy of Li Wei's steadily growing success and increasing reputation, routinely resorted to spreading malicious rumors about the diligent calligrapher. He would also subtly sabotage Li Wei's sales, doing little things that added up to big problems. With each fresh offense, a fiery anger would unfortunately boil and churn deep within Li Wei's chest, really getting under his skin. He'd spend countless sleepless nights, his mind racing, vividly imagining all sorts of elaborate ways to effectively repay Chen for these continuous affronts. Li Wei felt, deep down, that the only true justice would be to make Chen experience a taste of his very own bitter medicine, giving him exactly what he deserved. This intense aversion was steadily growing, thoroughly feeding a vicious cycle of ever-deepening resentment and ill will. The market, usually a place of lively commerce, became a daily battleground for Li Wei. Every glance from Chen, every snide remark overheard, chipped away at his inner peace. He found himself constantly on edge, anticipating the next jab, his artistic focus suffering. It wasn't just about business, it was a personal affront that festered in his soul, making him feel quite miserable. His friends and fellow artisans noticed the change. Li Wei, usually so calm and composed, was now easily agitated. They tried to offer advice, suggesting he ignore Chen or confront him directly, but nothing seemed to quell the storm brewing inside. He felt obligated to defend his honor, convinced that showing any weakness would only invite further attacks from the spiteful merchant. The bitterness was a heavy cloak, weighing him down and obscuring the joy he once found in his craft. The thought of letting Chen win by not retaliating was unbearable, yet seeking revenge also felt hollow. He was caught in a painful dilemma, utterly consumed by the growing animosity, unable to see a path forward that offered any genuine sense of resolution or inner peace. Burdened by his growing frustration and carrying a truly heavy soul, Li Wei eventually sought out his highly respected master, the wise old Ming. Master Ming was widely renowned throughout Linen for his exceptional serenity and his incredibly profound grasp of Confucius's timeless teachings. Li Wei, desperate for guidance, poured out his heart, recounting every single injustice Chen had inflicted, hoping the master would provide a clever strategy to defeat his tormentor. But Master Ming, with his usual patient demeanor, merely listened with an unwavering tranquility. His deep-set eyes, sparkling with an almost ethereal calm, seemed to absorb every word without judgment. When Li Wei finally finished his emotional outpouring, expecting a fierce battle plan, the master spoke, his voice as soft and smooth as a flowing river, cutting through the young man's turbulent thoughts. "Li Wei," Master Ming began gently, his gaze unwavering, "you are earnestly seeking to overcome Chen, to somehow win against him. However, my dear young friend, true victory doesn't actually lie in merely tearing down an adversary or triumphing over someone else. Confucius, in his boundless wisdom, wisely taught us something far more profound. Do not do to others what you yourself would not wish to suffer." He continued, allowing his words to sink in deeply. "Think about this, my young apprentice. If you choose to repay Chen's harsh aversion with even more aversion, effectively mirroring his negativity, what kind of world do you honestly believe you'll be building around yourself? What kind of legacy would that truly leave behind? It's a question worth pondering carefully, wouldn't you say?" The master's gentle but firm words echoed and reverberated powerfully within the very depths of Li Wei's troubled mind. They didn't offer the easy path of revenge he'd secretly hoped for. Instead, they profoundly challenged his deeply ingrained notions of what constituted genuine justice and what true retribution really meant. It felt like a subtle earthquake rattling his entire perspective. He'd come seeking affirmation for his anger, perhaps a clever tactic, but instead received a philosophical redirection. The idea that his actions, even in retaliation, had a direct impact on the kind of world he inhabited felt like a revelation. The path to inner peace, it seemed, wasn't about conquering external foes, but rather conquering the turbulent impulses within himself. This was a completely different kind of battle. Just a few days later, the typically clear skies above Linen suddenly turned dark and ominous, closing in with a violent, unexpected tempest. Jagged lightning bolts fiercely ripped through the darkened sky, while torrential rain descended, transforming the bustling market into an absolute swirling chaos in mere moments. It truly caught everyone off guard, turning a normal day upside down. Chen's modest stall, already rather fragile and quite poorly constructed, simply couldn't withstand the relentless onslaught. It groaned, then ultimately buckled and completely gave way under the sheer weight of the fierce wind and the relentless downpour. His precious silk fabrics, which were effectively the very foundation of his livelihood, lay thoroughly drenched and alarmingly threatened with utter destruction, a tragic sight indeed. As other merchants scurried about, frantically rushing to protect their own valuable goods from the sudden, merciless deluge, Li Wei watched Chen's utter affliction unfold. A vivid image of himself in Chen's shoes flashed instantly through his mind, seeing all his own painstaking hard work being tragically ruined in an instant. This sudden flash of empathy was potent. Master Ming's quiet, profound words instantly came back to him, clear as a bell, cutting through the storm's din. "Do not do to others what you yourself would not wish to suffer." Without a moment's hesitation, Li Wei quickly grabbed a large canvas tarp from his own shop, a crucial piece of equipment, and running fearlessly through the pouring rain, he rushed to assist Chen. He immediately helped Chen hastily cover what little remained of his now soaked silks, working diligently. Then, with surprising strength and determination, Li Wei aided him in reconstructing the severely damaged stall, securing it as best as they possibly could against the raging elements. It was a remarkably simple gesture, yet it was born not out of any lingering animosity or rivalry, but rather from a profound, pure sense of genuine empathy. The wind howled, the rain lashed down, but in that moment, a different kind of warmth began to emanate from Li Wei. It wasn't about forgetting past wrongs, but choosing a higher path. This act transcended their previous animosity, offering a glimmer of human connection in the midst of the market's storm-induced chaos. It was a silent testament to a wisdom deeply understood. Chen was absolutely dumbfounded, completely taken aback by Li Wei's utterly unexpected assistance. He had fully anticipated mockery, perhaps even a silent, knowing, serves you right smirk from Li Wei, a confirmation of their bitter rivalry. Instead, to his profound astonishment, he had received genuine, unsolicited help, a truly remarkable act of kindness that shattered his preconceived notions about his rival. Shame and profound surprise mixed openly on Chen's usually hardened face, clearly betraying his inner turmoil. That single, utterly unexpected act of selfless assistance had completely broken down the formidable barrier of deep aversion and hostility that he himself had meticulously constructed over time. It was a mental and emotional wall that now simply crumbled under the weight of unexpected goodwill. In the days and weeks that followed, the palpable tension that had long existed between the two merchants noticeably dissipated, almost vanishing into thin air. Chen, who had previously been openly hostile and aggressively competitive, began to greet Li Wei with a newfound genuine respect. It was a subtle shift but profoundly significant, felt keenly by both men and observed by others. Then, one particularly memorable day, something truly extraordinary happened. Chen, entirely of his own volition, even offered to weave a special, exceptionally fine silk thread that Li Wei desperately needed for a particularly delicate and intricate calligraphy project. This was a truly remarkable gesture of unexpected cooperation, a sign that genuine change was afoot, something that would have been utterly unthinkable before. The small petty dispute in the bustling market, which had previously been a persistent, thorny focal point of constant discord and simmering resentment, incredibly transformed. It gradually evolved into an unexpected point of solid union and mutual respect, a testament to the power of a single act. Li Wei's steadfast, unwavering non-aversion had not only broken a cycle, but had genuinely sown a brand new, hopeful seed. This transformation wasn't just superficial, it went deep. The atmosphere around their stalls lightened, a noticeable shift from the previous strained silence. Other merchants, initially wary, started to observe this budding friendship with curiosity, understanding that something fundamental had truly shifted between these two rivals. A lesson in human connection was unfolding before everyone's very eyes. The heartwarming story of Li Wei's utterly unexpected act of kindness towards Chen spread rapidly throughout the bustling market, much like a soothing balm on a fresh wound. Other astute merchants, who had keenly witnessed this remarkable transformation unfold firsthand, slowly began to reflect deeply on their own simmering rivalries and persistent resentments. It truly inspired a moment of collective introspection among them. Slowly but surely, small petty squabbles that had festered for ages were gently appeased. Misunderstandings that had long clouded relationships were carefully resolved with a newfound spirit of genuine conciliation. An air of proactive understanding and mutual respect began to permeate the once competitive atmosphere. It seemed as if a breath of fresh air had swept through the marketplace, clearing out old grievances. Li Wei, who had once been solely focused on his own artistic ascent and personal success, gradually realized something profoundly important. He discovered that true wisdom and genuine recognition didn't solely come from merely surpassing or outdoing others in a competitive sense. Rather, it came from the far more noble act of elevating everyone around him through fostering an enduring spirit of harmony. He effectively became a living, breathing embodiment of Confucius's timeless teachings, a walking example for all to see and learn from. Li Wei powerfully demonstrated through his own actions that non-aversion isn't some form of passive weakness or meek surrender, as some might mistakenly believe. Instead, it is an incredibly active and profoundly powerful force for cultivating lasting peace. The vibrant market of Linan, renowned for its lively commerce, then began to truly flourish, experiencing growth not only in its bustling trade and economic prosperity, but also, and more significantly, in an inspiring new spirit of community and robust cooperation. This incredible transformation stemmed entirely from a single courageous act of steadfast, unwavering non-aversion, It was a ripple effect indeed. Li Wei's legacy wasn't just in his beautiful calligraphy, it was etched into the very fabric of Linen's society. He proved that choosing empathy over animosity isn't just morally right, it's practically effective, creating a healthier, more prosperous environment for everyone involved. His journey became a powerful reminder that ancient wisdom still holds the most relevant answers for modern challenges, if only we'd listen closely. Li Wei's incredible journey teaches us an invaluable lesson. The profound wisdom of non-aversion, so eloquently expressed within Confucius's timeless golden rule, is much more than just a distant, lofty philosophical ideal. It is, in fact, a remarkably practical and universally accessible tool, available to every single one of us, capable of disarming deep-seated conflicts and meticulously building sturdy bridges where impenetrable walls once frustratingly stood. Li Wei made a conscious, powerful choice. He chose not to inflict upon Chen what he himself would certainly not wish to suffer. And in that singular, profound act of pure empathy, he completely transformed a previously toxic rivalry into a blossoming relationship founded on genuine respect and heartfelt cooperation. It was a testament to the transformative power of a truly principled stance in difficult moments. This doesn't for a moment imply that we should passively ignore injustice or remain meekly silent in the face of blatant wrongdoing. On the contrary, it fundamentally means deliberately choosing a response that actively breaks the destructive cycle of aversion, a response that resolutely refuses to feed the destructive flames of resentment with even more volatile fuel. It's about strategic, compassionate engagement. In our own complex, bustling lives, we are confronted daily with a pivotal choice. Do we impulsively react with raw anger to hostility, thereby inadvertently fueling the negative spiral and making things worse? Or do we instead respond with the profound wisdom of non-aversion, diligently seeking to understand, perhaps to genuinely forgive, or simply to choose not to retaliate in kind? The true essence lies in understanding that non-aversion isn't about weakness, but about immense inner strength. It requires courage to step back from an impulsive reaction and self-awareness to recognize the long-term impact of our responses. It asks us to consider the bigger picture, to envision the kind of world we genuinely want to inhabit, and then to act accordingly with deliberate intent. So let Li Wei's remarkable story truly inspire us all to deeply reflect: how precisely can we effectively apply this incredible, millennia-old teaching in our own personal relationships, within our immediate communities, and even in our broader perception of the entire world around us? This ancient wisdom offers a potent framework for navigating modern complexities with grace and profound insight, making every interaction more meaningful. The path to genuine peace, to truly lasting harmony, fundamentally begins when we consciously and steadfastly choose non-aversion as our primary guide and unwavering compass. It is indeed a profound virtue that demands both immense courage and a deep level of self-awareness. Yet it promises in return a world that is inherently more serene, profoundly connected, and ultimately a much better place for all. Thank you so much for joining us on this enlightening journey of wisdom today. If this video truly resonated with you, please hit that like button, subscribe for more profound insights from Asian philosophy, and tell us in the comments, what aspect of Li Wei's story or Confucius's teaching moved you most? We'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep seeking wisdom.